Why are you 10?
Yo, okay.
We are
As
10
siblings.
Yeah, I had boyfriends.
Yeah.
Yes. Because of my strong personality, I ended up giving a controller instead of them controlling me.
Oh.
I wanted to be married to le virgin.
Did you get married?
Young designers who are just fresh from TUT and they don't care. We would receive a call to say, the store is not open till 11 o'clock. You know? And we would check, I mean, really.
That skin tone is a yeah, okay. I don't want. I've got a passion for developing people.
No, that was me.
I could have mistaken you for Elite.
Pennyville podcast with your host Dumelang Sanbonani. Welcome to another episode here, Pennyville podcast with your host Brian Mshengu Sepitori Shabalala and my beautiful co-host Tumelo.
Yes, Tumelo Leola.
Miss Leola.
Yes, that's how you say it.
Miss Leola.
Yes.
How are you been? I'm okay.
Well, as you can hear, I'm not fully well. My voice is not its ordinary self, but yeah, I'm good.
Some bit of a touch of flu or something. Yeah.
It's flu, mainly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. I mean, I'm here.
Yeah. So what's been happening on the socials?
I mean, at the top of my head, there's a whole thing, Zimbabwean strike for visas.
Okay.
And now what I'm getting from this whole thing more than anything is that get our entitlement more than anything, because you won't go anywhere and negotiate price in your visa.
Yeah.
But why must it be done here in South Africa when it's there?
I think we really need to heal Africa. We really need to have these conversations where we talk of such issues, because it's more one-sided, as you say, whereas we know going into African countries, they're much more strict than we are, and then but the media, obviously, there's a bit more focus on us, and it makes us look like we a bit more issues, xenophobia and all of those things. But what we are saying as well is that it's not always just xenophobia, it's about principles. How do we do one thing on the other side, but yet we can't do something
it's about
else on
order
the other side?
as well.
So that was quite an issue, but we'll leave it to the politicians and hopefully
to handle
we can
that. Hopefully
sort
it goes
this. But
well.
as a nation, I think, especially as African people, black people, we need to kind of find a way to heal Africa as a whole,
we do.
because our relations are really struggling at the moment with all these issues. So it's been quite. Oh, and then there's Pasta Pasika Mbo. We're not gonna leave him.
We're not gonna leave. Yeah, we know there's a lot.
I mean, it's a dude not like 60 or something. Who does that
At
at
his
that
age,
No,
I
come
feel
on.
like
It's
that
a
was
domestic issue. You go to the courts, you try and solve it like ordinary people.
you don't
be
go to a
swinging.
school and
And I liked how social media went with it. But Misa, the last samurai.
But lady means,
because he's actually
like-
the last samurai now. Forget Tom Cruise or what.
no, that was like
And this is a guy who went to heaven. Didn't he go to heaven?
apparently
At some point?
so.
And he
he
had
said.
pictures in heaven. I'm like, I'm sure he must have been like, Moses, can I just...
Also, are there cameras
can you
in
just
heaven?
hook
Let's
me up
start
here?
there.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I would look at it. So, I mean...
It was
yeah,
inappropriate
because I
on
know-
so many levels.
Yeah, I know, I was talking to TK just now. Some of the supporters are, they're going on about, but what about the issues? No, but we're not even going to touch the issues.
No.
All we are saying is, why would you put Banababa and teachers?
Small kids.
This is a
on top
primary
of
school,
that.
by the way. And then you are there, by 10.
I will slice-
I mean, like, dude is old for that. I'm sorry. But
Yes, very.
And these are grandchildren, by the way.
Imagine the
that tells you
trauma.
a dude is old.
The trauma it causes
The
with
trauma
the
it
kids. 'cause
causes
they're
and the
young.
other kids and all of those things, because I'm like, come on, church leaders and what? No, we gotta get this right.
We do.
What are they saying?
What are they?
saying
What message
exactly?
are you sending?
Well, you're supposed to be, church is where you find your mediators and your
Yes.
peacemakers and what. But here's a guy. But anyway, guys, lady supporter. But it is what it is. We gotta have these tough conversations.
We do. And speaking of tough conversations, we've lost a legend also in this industry, and that was the most painful thing. Mama Koni Chiume, who has been doing the most. You know. And I saw an interview. I think it's another podcast. Man, what legacy do you want to leave? And I found the answer very it changes the perspective as well. Because most people would say, I want to be known for this. But you know what she said? She said, whatever imprint, whatever, I've left more and others will tell you who I was. And that was touching for me.
Your mom
she was a legend.
You know what I liked? Because she's at such big stage that, you had tributes from Lupita Nyong'o, worldwide. Marvel had a tribute for her, Angela Bassett, all of these big names. That's how you get to understand. This is a woman who really put us on the map amongst other people. She really
and quite humble.
Put us on the, and quite,
very humble. She did it with such a humble spirit, and I love that.
An African warrior,
very much so.
Yeah,
but may she rest.
May her soul rest in peace. Really.
Definitely.
So anyway, today we have another exciting guest. We're still in Women's Month. So happy Women's Month. Still.
Thank you once again. Happy Women's Month.
Yeah, we have another trailblazer. Somebody who's a multiple business owner, has been dabbling in other, businesses as well throughout.
A mother, a wife.
A real hustler, a mother, a wife, all of those things. A philanthropist as well, A woman who's pulled, other women, who's put crowns on other women. Just say, let's shine. I'm not shining alone. Let's all come together. But more
than anything, she's from here. She's from Peli. And we're quite excited about that.
Yeah, that's who we showcase in Mopeli. But while we're eating, it's but so that and some of you are still going to come on our platform. And we want you to come, so that we can really inspire Anyway,
let's get into it. I think without further ado, why are we still waiting? Let's go into it.
Mahlogonolo, welcome to the podcast. Mahlogonolo Lediga. You pronounce Lediga. Yeah, we must be intentional about how you pronounce our names. Venek names. I'm very strict on that.
All your names?
No, but the other one.
Slowly think about.
I guess you're probably. Like put Joanna.
Yeah, Joanna. Yeah.
Okay. So that's my other name.
Yeah.
But I like it Johanna.
Yeah. But
That is really good.
Sometimes
yes,
there's always that name,
Yeah.
For most people anyway.
So once I hear a person out of Joanna,
and because maybe I don't know if you know, Mare. I went with your sister to high school. We were very close. Catherine. Yeah, so one of those names, Joanna, Catherine. Because I saw on them on social media. Catherine. But how are you doing though? It's good to have you here. Yeah, you're looking good.
Well, thank you. I just missed Peli Coffee. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But I'm okay.
You're okay, there? Yeah. No, I mean, let's get into
those
it.
I mean, we know you. Not fully, but we know you. Who's Mahlogonolo? Johanna, Lediga. Who are you? Where are you from? Who's the guy?
Yeah. Okay, so Mahlogonolo Johanna, or I'm first to Johanna Lediga. I am getting matter. Okay, number one, I'm God-fearing woman.
Yes.
And then a mother of 4.
Yeah.
Married. My ring is off because I gained weight.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm married. I'm married for 14 years.
Wow.
And then, I'm an entrepreneur. I love people. And I just love life. I don't know if there's anything thing that you really want to know.
Yeah,
But,
because over like a businesswoman, I like my first encounter Loena. I don't know if you can hopola, maybe you can hoposa, but I think you'll go super or something, and the lady were vendors selling something.
Okay.
Like a market,
I think I was
so.
selling, yeah, like a market. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a big thing, but it's quite a while back. It's
Yeah.
probably over 10 years over.
Yeah.
But like I said, I know more your sister. I know your husband as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's nice. But tell us about Mahlogonolo asalumunyane ahola fela. Go high school where you naughty.
Yo, no, I was not naughty to a point where I was told to read. No, I'm Maria Magis.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
again,
you
I'm
were
not
that
Kim
one.
Molimo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I grew up, I was very insecure.
Okay.
I was told a lot that I'm ugly.
Really?
Yeah, and I have a twin sister, and because I don't know if it's because of her light, she was light skinned.
Yeah. That
yeah.
all conversation always comes up, which
Yes.
is a side conversation for Africans. But I like that we now and again.
Yeah, so she was viewed as someone who's more beautiful than me.
I didn't know you have a twin sister.
I have a
Same.
really.
I didn't know.
Okay, no, why
Why?
big?
Kidding, Mara. I had to call her.
Who's quiet? Go ahead again.
She's not quiet. Mara ona le batho ba hae na le areas tsa hae. She's
Do you think
different?
you feel because usually a lot of people become well known because of what you do, most of the
yes,
time.
yes.
Do you think that's another reason why?
Yeah, I think so. Now I'm out there. Although I get groovy, I get it what, but yeah, I deal with people a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then she would rather be behind the scenes and get things happening. But yeah, she's not like out there. Okay. And when we grew up, she was the one who was out there. Maybe got an papa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So next time, so that's how she's known. Everywhere I go lately, I'm asked story. Kandi Makasuka, and she's there.
Oh.
Yeah, she's
So
around.
I kind of know your family, but I wouldn't even say Kiamizi, to be honest. Probably maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
Kishoka Mara to me.
Yeah.
I doubt.
Amazing.
Mara, maybe I would. And also, I find it very interesting or in school you were treated differently.
Yeah.
Situations when it comes to that, did you ever feel like nona favoritism somehow between you and your siblings if she's not your only sibling?
Yeah. Go ahead, 10. Ne?
Yo, okay.
We are
As in
10.
siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big
Actually,
family.
very big.
Yeah.
But I'm on Tina Satlali. So
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, and then we have it's 3 pairs of twins. So we are the last pair. Zama twinny. Yeah. So with situation I go high, I from her view and Babang, I think I was one of those by long they were viewed as favorite.
Okay.
And I think because Nikilingono or Odali,
Uzaswe.
yeah, I don't know, you know. So
Yeah.
now my twin sister and I like jump.
The complete
Serious,
opposite.
Yes,
Oh,
she was
yeah.
totally opposite. Yeah, so and kana go ho tlwella or who berekisana le batswadi sometimes you are viewed as
Yeah, you're viewed as a favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
favorite,
because
yeah.
but ngwana sa tshwenye.
yes, and I think I grew up too focused, and because my father was extremely strict, we somehow or especially
I know your father was strict.
yay.
I know your
How do
your
you
father.
know her
I know
father?
you.
Yo,
Like what relations do you have?
So-
Yeah.
yeah. So who's some it shows her only 2000.
Yeah, papa ngile mona.
Ana mtasa mitsi, yeah.
Papa, go skolo. Papa.
Nanta skolo,
Na
that's
papa na
something
strict. And
too much.
just mentioning, I remember there was a different name.
Mangomo.
Mangomo. Yeah, I don't know what that name is still fear. You're like, I don't want to see this man or what.
Yay.
Because
Yeah, so I think
so when you say he was
Muslim
strict, you
had-
can understand.
Yeah, it had the good and the bad side of it. I think for me, na in Kawatile in Essentia, I don't have social skills.
Oh.
Yeah, we were not allowed to go out. Like I was supposed to be a friend to my twin sister and my sisters.
Oh, yeah.
And Rena, because Nerila we nine go high, like everybody all ngudimo
Yeah.
so re hudlo ga re batho ba baholo.
Buntate ba bantšhi in his defense, buntate ba bantšhi
Okay.
ba le ya kgale.
Yeah.
Re even le mojolo wa kgale no lo boima because no itse gore go na le ntate o la ka mola ha ka bela o tswa ka kubu, no.
Yeah.
All these things, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's easier, but I understand what she means, because no whole say easy.
Yeah, not let's our the spring day to tell you what nne re sa tell you ka metsi ne
Yeah,
re re thaela ba re bulela so re fetsa.
Yeah, but
Because if you dare,
yeah, if you dare,
Wow.
if
And
you
you
dare,
mentioned the whole
yeah,
whole
that's
situation that once
exactly
happened.
what happened. With
Yeah.
obviously also high, and it just was one of those things.
yeah,
But
ba motlapile teacher na motlapile.
yeah, teacher na motlapile.
That's not how
Oh,
you
yeah.
discipline ngwana.
Yeah,
Hai.
teacher na motlapile. Wasn't necessarily blaring yana.
Yeah. Ene ka samenta le tula le sa bereki ka samenta.
Nasa malemang le your brother or
My
somebody,
brother,
because
yeah.
never le two, I remember. I
and
was
so
there,
literally-
and re lebeletse ka lefestere. Bar Montgomery way.
Yeah.
And no go now le nna o di bari.
No, ka bethe ngwana ha ka
sounds Scottish,
samboko ka
who's
everything
Montgomery?
mara like no.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, ka samboko kana wampetha and everything.
Yeah, mare
ditlapa.
ditlapa ding, yeah.
So na bethe
Which
yona
is
ka
wrong,
sister.
because I mean ke ngwana ngwanyana, you know.
yes.
Yeah, it was wrong in all
Really,
honesty.
even
And
Boy
that's what
child,
we
that's how you
wanted.
discipline a child.
Yeah, kira kampama.
Kampa.
Yeah, even for a boy child. Then I mean, you know, more I say no blame motswadi.
Yes.
Sometimes some of us wish probably we had parents like that, because kana kwarna never beta.
Yes.
They are good.
And he
Never
doesn't have a
beta ma
problem.
teacher. Never beta botlhoko. So yeah, but ke a utlwisisa.
Rena go sekolong kana go ne ba sa re sharp ne ba re botsa re.
So
botsa
come high
papa hao.
school, Mahlogonolo.
Yes.
O kholele papa hao. How can you start like high school?
I think, you know, sometimes like the principal studies saying, and honestly, I don't want to lie. Sometimes I think how, because as much as parents can talk or tell you how they want you to grow, you choose.
You
Yeah.
make that decision.
Yeah, you choose because you get influence.
Yeah.
We had friends, taxi driver,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
those kind of things. You have to prove
Yeah.
yourself for when you go to the toilet.
Yeah.
So, I somehow chose the other way.
The other way, yeah.
I wanted to be married ke le virgin.
Did you get married?
Yeah, now I'm talking iketlile.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I think,
But,
you
uh,
manifested
14 years.
Yes,
You
like I can
manifested
stand
it.
go mountaining anyway.
Yeah.
No man will point it.
Yeah,
And that was one of my, my goals.
yeah, it's your
Uh,
crown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so I think the other thing that helped us is having parents who would sit you down and talk to you.
Yeah.
So they don't just don't. But they
But
tell
they
you,
give
if
you
you
the
do it,
reason.
this is, yeah.
Mara Greg o wina bjang bapaletse. O wina bjang, o tsenela ba re botsa. Greg ka botsisa ba wena, bro, o tsene bjang. Kale ba mo lebeletse wena o tsene. Ke go itse.
And for
Greg,
14 years.
what was different about him, you know?
Ish, what was different ka Greg mara?
Because more free ya baba. Nice.
Yeah, I think one of the things
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think he pressed the buttons right, man.
Yeah.
He didn't have money, he didn't have so many other things. Mara na tlhalefile.
Yeah.
And he still has some qualities back. I think strict labo.
Yeah.
I had boyfriends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because of my strong personality, I
Yeah.
ended up giving a controller instead of them controlling me. The one guy I couldn't.
Yeah, he
Give
held
Mr.
you
Lediga.
down.
Because even today.
He's still holding
That
you
says
down.
a lot,
It
guys.
is.
That says a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
kudos to
really
him. I mean,
Even
really.
yesterday, I think Thursday, we had this woman something. One of my sisters was standing there and saying, "Yo, Mr. Lydia, when is available because you have the qualities that."
Papa, yeah.
So yeah, I
How do
think
you go to manifest it? Because you are who
Too much.
attraction in especially from girl child. Maybe sometimes it comes to what you saw with your dad, and you kind of
I
attracted
think
the
also
same.
the timing. Ungirele ke fetsa ko sekolong thomo bereka, obo. So ngana la access
Le
nyana.
kopana kae? Mara tola ka le sto le kopana kae?
Ko sekolong.
Ko sekolong
Bona
ya.
go ke ba stoutu
Yeah.
like Natile as one of the getting the facilitators.
Yeah.
I was a head girl.
Yeah.
Founders.
Yeah.
So he was there, his friends Busabad and stuff. So we were looking for people who can come and train us. for the
Oh,
arts.
okay. Yeah.
So talented one.
Yeah.
He's talented. And honestly, I was not even looking there. My sister was interested.
Yeah.
My twin sister was interested.
Kaudile twin sister.
The mix.
Kaudi. Omo kaudi le tiki.
So
Kaudile. Ke mali bizo la.
Timakatsi.
Dimakatsi ba kaudi. Wa wetila stena mo ndlu.
Come to Jarate.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
an investigation. Yeah, hi, Greg.
yeah.
The other day we received a call. Hey, Greg, okay, kina go ya di phone tsa kuntlung.
Yeah.
And the phone tsa kuntlung, Papa was very sick.
Yeah, ke nyaka gore bja
The
gore
only thing
ne
we
di
can do
araba
is
ka
hello.
batswadi.
Yeah, hello. Nyaka mang papa phone, so we stayed too long.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other time it happened after the whatever training status kolong.
Yeah.
A year later, I met him come taxiing.
Yeah.
And then I think that's where it all started.
Yeah.
Can
No,
you
it was
speak
destined
about-
to be. I mean,
it was.
umumita texting after all of that, you know.
Yeah, ungirelekile busy planning an event, a talent show, and because he's talented at their
Ere
advantage.
bolela ebile ka talent show, re utlwile something.
But you were once
Okay,
into the
okay.
pageant.
Yes.
Yes. How was that for you?
Yo, it was great. I have about 10 titles.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then I think the main
Where are the
big one.
sashes? They should be here.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah, we should have brought them, yeah.
Yeah, I think the main big one, Nelia Miss Twani.
Oh, wow.
That's the one that took me to few places and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I keep on, if you believe in yourself, it doesn't matter what others say.
Yeah.
I remember Miss Hofmeyer was told to run and that year I won Miss Hofmeyer.
Yeah.
I won Honorco Hofmeyer, I won working Miss Valentine, Miss
Yeah.
Lapilex, understand? So I didn't
Miss Lapilex.
Yeah. And that's why how long goes on and this is something that need to change because I think beauty redefine are very differently.
Yes.
And we need to change it, especially for young girls that are up and coming. Because the whole issue of colorism almost seems like no, you have to be light skinned to be beautiful. And it's a whole lot of nonsense. I'll tell you that much as and I want to like Gregor bone night. Gregor a top day which is
so
nice,
but I think it's that's where now the role of parenting comes in.
Yes.
Because if you didn't have parents or sisters or that backup, you would just get the influence of school to say, "All right, you can't, or you are not good enough." So if you have those parents who are saying, "Nah, like school or we didn't do good, get to number 5."
Oh yeah, no that.
I'm like, no, top 5, top.
Yeah,
So we were normally the top 2 girls.
Yeah.
Always fighting with boys.
With boys,
who
yeah,
were
more
those
top 5
positions.
thing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had a father and mother and sisters who really believed in us. And they didn't stop telling us.
Oh, wow.
And go high in the sport already. Every Friday, because my parents had 2 houses, every Friday, and then
I like what they did. I like
They
the fact that they
protected
were
you
able to
from-
protect you
Yes.
from that harsh environment,
Yeah.
or sometimes harsh
But
environment.
there's a time where they will sit us down and say, one. It's sad. Or never promote Mara, never say to fall into.
It's like you are not Sababian.
Yes.
And when you see it,
Oh,
you're
well,
like,
it's-
Yeah, never
it's
register
the culture
to
in
provide
business,
for,
you know.
yes, to provide for.
Because we're
their
still
family.
going to drink anyway.
Anyway.
At the end of the day, whether you decide or whether you're not selling.
Exactly.
It's a different conversation with drugs per se.
Yes.
But I mean, alcohol and what.
Yeah.
Because,
And papa
it's
ka mo
not-
pusha byala mara mama ka ke ola wa rapela wa
It's like the opposite.
Go deep. So yeah, mara papa ka wanted to do that so that he can provide for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he would sit us down and say, "Onyago tshwana le o, onyago tshwana le o." So go high you had but wa tshwana le bo Tshepiso Matenje, I don't know if you know her. A psychologist. She's normally more Metro FM,
Wow, nice.
TV
Wow,
stuff.
yeah.
And then he would show you where bona also how bona,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you have to
yeah,
make a
yeah.
choice.
Ke like a cousin, Tshepiso man,
Yeah, and I also
Like
had
a-
my sisters are bright.
Yeah.
Nali very tight ka bona. If ba ira any mess, na ba itse ba bethiwa ka molekane. Kore ba ka tso ba re ba ile jaifa. Ha ba bua
Yeah.
ba tso no go betha ke record ba ile tsa kantle le kantle.
Yeah.
So papa ka na
Oh,
tlo
betha
shapa ka
kantle
mo
le
le kantle. So yeah, I think having parents who would talk to you and believed in you and spoke to you and prayed for you, I think it really protected us to where we are. And I've never been an alcoholic or even mutwana mbyala ever. So even though nonale that thing, it can influence you.
Yeah.
It's nice that it comes from your family, like the support. I always say, support that we get from family is bigger than
Too
any
much.
support you'd
Yeah,
get from anyone
too
else.
much.
So from your school journey into your career, businesswoman, did you ever dream of becoming, a businesswoman that you are?
Yeah, I think with me, okay, I remember even when I was in high school, I always said I want to be a business person. I didn't really understand it so much, but I think with my character, I'm always told I have a strong personality. Kusikolong ngitsene, and I became a head girl. Wabona? I initiate, not really,
Like dominant,
in a good way.
very good way.
Yes. I initiate, and whatever I think should happen, I make it happen.
Wow.
Like with these school competitions, Nikitana founders nearly knew in a private school, they didn't have plans. I made a plan to go to other schools to initiate competitions and stuff. Yeah. When I was winning competitions, I took advantage of my the title stagger and organized stuff. Like we used to have talent shows, Matrishville and stuff. I would do that and have people coming from all over the place to come and be part of the competitions. And so it's not that it just happened.
But also I suppose with your parents, especially your dad being in business, kind of rubbed off because and probably
I would go work. Like I have been employed before, but as like sometimes you are employed as a receptionist. The next thing you find yourself go communications department. Go
So like one door opens another.
Yes, and still be go reception, but working for communications office. I don't know if you so I would spot a gap, address it, and make sure things change. So I think not having fear and knowing if I try, there's nothing to lose. Really, there's more to gain, and it's more painful to sit there and wonder if I tried, maybe something could have. Yes. So I always do that. When I fail something, it's painful to fail. But it helps you a lot. You learn from those
lessons
things.
in failing.
There are things that are coming back.
To fail, actually.
Yes, there are things that are coming back to me now.
It's not easy for a lot of people.
No.
And that's what makes people like you outstanding. It's not easy. Most people cave in under who fail and they're like, this is not for me. But sometimes they give up when they just don't know what would have happened after had they taken another step.
And we need it. You need to try and fail. And it's getting matter. It's wonderful to know from some of the journeys you went through or experiences and you failed. That is helping you today. That failure or that experience that you went through.
You realize it when you're older.
Yes, we're older. Like, I needed to go through this.
Now I'm like, I'm dealing with these issues in a much more mature way because I've got this eye and the stripes. That pain here. So your actual first business or business endeavor, how old were you?
Okay, I started 2016. I was working I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the name.
Yeah, you can.
NMC.
Okay.
National Agricultural Marketing Council.
Okay.
So when I was there, I worked maybe for about 2 to 3 years, or 4, maybe 5. And then I was
that's like 2 to 3, maybe 5.
So got 2016. So I went there as a receptionist. And then that's where I found myself good at Durban, good at Cape Town, doing all the communication stuff and events.
So it allowed you to travel as well.
A lot. It's because of the things that I remember when I was writing the minutes, they would come back to me and say, no, are you a graphic designer? And I'm like, why? No, the way, because I'm a visual person, So, and then that helped me to go for graphic designing classes. They paid for me, go open door, institution. That's where I also learned the graphic designing stuff. So what happened there is my traveling and interacting with stakeholders for the organization. It got to a point where they promise you, okay, go reception. From reception, for you to get into that office, you need to do 1, 2, 3. So I had a choice to sleep my way up or to leave the organization. So when I refused to sleep my way up, things became tough.
Berry,
Yeah.
It's sad, and it's a conversation we'll probably have someday, TK,
We
because
need to have that
especially
conversation.
because it happens, and it's a very relevant conversation to have. Women's Month, because there's gatekeepers who
Too much.
red tape creating exploitation around
And black people.
sex and what. It's very
Black
sad.
people.
It's very
Black
sad.
people, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was given that option, and when I refused, I somehow they started taking Merkwaga bit by bit, making things difficult from
Frustrating you, yeah.
frustrating me
Yeah,
from
it's
them
pushing
paying
you
for my
out,
studies.
basically.
They would tell me sana budget from and then what happened is they would bring, because with your knowledge and skills, you find people coming from university. University is good, but it will never teach you real stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every
Some
organization,
things you need to
Yeah.
learn, like,
yes, on the ground.
On the
So
ground,
every
yeah.
organization has its own system. If you come to, let's say, LBN, go LBN, there's a way that we do things.
Yeah.
And they will never teach you. Go
Yeah,
university.
go university,
you know.
yeah.
So you get there, and then you experience things, you grow, and then you see mamang on a degree 1, 2, 3, which you don't have, but you have the skills and the knowledge.
Yeah.
And they will tell you to train that person, and then tomorrow you are reporting to the person you trained.
Yes.
I experienced that a lot. Ne? And I remember even when because my situation, I took it went up to I took it to the CEO, to the board, but it was never addressed. Because you know why? These
like
people
the
are
sweep
involved.
adjustment.
Yes,
It's
they
a
know.
whole network
Yeah.
that you're trying to fight.
Yeah. So I never won.
It's an
And then,
unwinnable situation, yeah.
so the other time I took my hubby out and I told him, what husband, I have this in mind. This is what I want to do.
This
what
is
I proposed-
2016 still.
2016,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What I was proposing to him is, can I take 2 days from work and they don't pay me, and I can work 3 days? Can I go and propose that so that I can start pushing my stuff?
Yeah.
So out of fear, that was not allowed.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
habit didn't allow me to do that. So it went on. I'm the one experiencing it again. So this other, I know it was Wednesday. I just can't remember the exact date. I came. I was very early. Sat in the car. I cried.
Yeah.
I prayed.
Yeah.
I went to my desk. I wrote down the resignation
Resignation,
letter,
yeah.
submitted.
Yeah.
My hubby only knew 2 weeks before. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So I told him 2 weeks, and I remember, don't ever say I didn't tell you, Hori, what you did is wrong. Because, not knowing, Hori, what life has in store.
Yeah,
for
in
us.
store for you, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it was scary. Now resigning,
And
too
then
much.
yeah,
too much.
funny enough, just sorry to come in there, and in his defense, I think today I had this video which I'll probably post on social media from Will Smith, where he says, Hori, sometimes what you're capable of, only you know.
Only you know.
Sometimes what you can do, no other person knows
No.
except God. So it becomes frustrating because sometimes you just have to push. And a lot of the mistake that a lot of people do is when we don't have support, we feel like we shouldn't go for it. But sometimes that validation is coming from God. It's almost like you're anointed for it, and you have to go for it. You have to jump in, and then they'll support you into it.
It's like they don't see your vision from the get-go.
I mean, even Tyler
Completely.
Perry had the same thing. Mama hi nanza motso re man wena le shonyana tse tsa hao tse o ka re go etsang and what, but he pushed through. And mama Eguma last thing is like, yeah, wena o bona ya.
Yeah, and don't expect other
Because
people
don't
to
expect,
understand.
and it's not even that they're wrong. It's not that they're wrong. It's just, it's only you who are seeing that at that moment.
Yeah, and I think the other scary thing is
Yeah.
Yes, that stability.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we bilele ngwana ka 2014 ka 2015.
Oh, yeah.
It's like my twins.
Greg pusha tsa papa. Greg pusha tsa papa.
Oh, blame.
Yeah. Yeah, kampesiwa hao Greg. Oh, special.
So nako wena ba sa para maleri atura, those kind of things. And I don't want to lie, it was not an easy one.
Yeah.
It was not an easy one. Now I know bana ba ka ba hudile ka maleri ama Pakistan. Gore ne kere ke tswere for ranta ne ke tswere tšhelete.
Yeah.
Because I could buy Pampers go Spaz, and Greg didn't
The
know these
story
things.
of a lot of
Yeah.
of black women in general.
Yeah, Greg
Our
didn't know
mothers,
some of
yeah.
those things because I couldn't go and tell him because remember, I resigned without his consent. The person who really helped me or who got me going is my mother and my sisters. Those are the people that I could go to. Mara le bona, you ask to a certain point. Like I learned how to wash pampers, like pampers. We mola and then reuse it. Because I did it. It was not an easy one. Not an easy one. And that's why they say it's possible, but are you willing to pay a price?
Are you willing to pay a price?
I always tell Batori, I always tell Batori, even Jesus Christ, every day today, he paid a price. He had to pay a price.
There were a lot of naysayers, there were a lot of he was condemned, and that's a journey for a lot of people, especially in entrepreneurship, where you go through this kind of things where people are saying, we hear those stories. You always hear some of the people who are close to you who are saying, but in the background, so that makes your story so much more important, especially for us to have such a story more podcasting, so we can show other people, black people especially.
So fear will really hold you back. I know like it is when I get drive I remember West Bank calling me one of my birthdays. We are coming to collect the car, to repossess the car on my birthday, and I was like, also a date. Why wanna? You did 19th of December. Why it's my birthday?
December, was out really December. Wow.
So and I had a mother who took all her savings. Mama Gazanga Bereka, at the moment, he covered me. When I started my sewing classes, my business year sewing, he bought me an industrial machine, not domestic, an industrial machine. And he has been that woman who go up and down. And how yes, going through the mathata and all, but she made sure so she really cared. If I have to give credit to anybody else, it's that woman. Yes.
I love your mom for that.
So it
would
was
you
not an
say
easy one.
more, Utomiling as a businesswoman then to say, okay, you spoke about sewing as well.
Yeah.
Which is one of the businesses. Is it Urban Cherry?
Yeah, Urban Cherry. So Urban Cherry was my first business. How I started Urban Cherry, I started like the cuff. So this scarf seller, I went around asking people for old t-shirts. And then I started doing the t-shirts, making the scarf t-shirts. And then one of my clients recommended me to Main Lane after buying one of my scarves. And it happened to Main Lane was the time in November and reopening. And then we were then called, to come and display Main Lane. We were about 30 to 40 designers. I'm calling myself a designer, but
you are. No, you are.
So
pretty much.
I went there and then I displayed my stuff, playing whatever I had. And then it happened. The center manager of Main Lane came to my stall. And what she did was look around. And then from there, I saw her tearing things up, the price tags. And she's like, this is Main Lane. I didn't get it. And then your stuff is store ready. Just like that. So whatever I had, 100 rand, she put 300. What I had, she changed everything. And then I sold out. So 10 days later, I received a call to say we have a free store for you. Then we had a store with other 10 designers. And so it was just
guys, do you understand?
Big deal.
Yes,
it's a big deal. Back in the days, mainly.
Yes, next to Clicks. So sadly, that opportunity, it went for about a year and a half, and then we couldn't continue, and it was our fault as black people.
What happened?
Very unprofessional. We had like the schedules. And then being in a place, I think that is one of the mistakes that I think our government is making lately, giving too many opportunities to young people. now I was very matured ka nako eo ne ke fetsa ho tlola mmereko ke na le bana and whatever I'm doing,
you
ke
mean
pusha
business.
yes, ke pusha ke tlala. I have to. But you have young designers who are just fresh from TUT and they don't care. We would receive a call to say, oh, the store is not open, ke 11 o'clock, you know? And we would check, I mean, we are given such an opportunity. You know, through that opportunity,
such a big opportunity,
yes,
though,
through that
to
opportunity, I was able to pay off my car.
Yeah.
I was able to do so many things because of Ogomenle.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things I remember we used to do, go shopping, is I used to take things from other people because doing the production and being at the store was not practical sometimes.
Yeah.
And when you get there, you go buy something at 50 rand. When you get to main lane, when you sell it at 500 rand, people will buy it. They buy it and Barbara
Yeah, you're in mainland. I mean,
you go main lane.
why would you think you're stepping
You know,
into mainland to
you know,
buy?
yes,
clothes
so
and
we
toilet?
lost
It just
that opportunity. I'm
elevates
sure.
you like
Like,
that.
oh.
I mean,
Also, people are pushed by different motives. When
Exactly.
it was a thing at Klala, when
Yes,
you
you
provide
want to
for family,
grow,
when
you want to.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm sure if we had people who were matured, we would still be there even today. So they had to close it
Yeah,
up.
and I mean, in defense, there are some young people who are doing amazing things, have the discipline. But I see what you mean in terms of government. Or sometimes I even remember when they're giving these fundings to under 35s and what, maybe sometimes they forget, Hori, some of the people who are business ready now may not
Yes.
necessarily be under 35.
Yeah.
They may have been the immature
Yeah.
20-year-old, like you said, 19-year-old, whatever.
Yeah.
But now they're a different kind of animal. And
Yeah, I think
could
it should be
possibly-
done differently. I think they should look at experience, for instance.
Yeah.
Because now they would come and say, we want young entrepreneurs. And then it doesn't matter or started yesterday or started most of them are still discovering themselves.
Yeah.
That's why we have so many I blew it.
Yeah, they
You know,
take
yeah.
those
Ba bang
funds
ba ba
and,
rekela di let's say the kitchen, mobile kitchens. Tomorrow ba di rekisa
tomorrow ba di
because
rekisa,
they don't have the
yeah. They don't
drive
have
to
the
keep
drive,
going.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't have the
It's like
so
they always
And the
say,
business, like we always say, is not for everyone, to be
it's
honest.
not for everyone.
As much as we would like to say, or we're striving for people to be self-employed.
Yes.
Maybe self-employed and business need to be, and the self-employed way you are trying, it's a means to an end, which is fine. But you got business people who really can change the world and employ
Yes.
people and do a whole lot of other things. So we need to define between the two, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Because you are clearly one. You are an entrepreneur. You've gone through into it. Like I said, I knew you in the past, and you're as resilient as you are now. And that's
Yeah.
12, 10 years, odd
It's
years.
been a
And
while.
you've just been pushing
Yes.
all
It's
this
like
time.
the thing they always say about success happening when opportunity meets preparation. If you're not prepared, if you don't have
Absolutely,
the drive,
yes,
you
yeah.
might have all the opportunities, all the opportunities that come to you, but then you might not use them the right way.
Yeah, and
And you
it's,
miss out on that.
it's important for opportunities to find you ready.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I get about to you go start your business and we expect the funding. Funders just sit there and then you just come idea. Idea is nothing.
Yeah.
Guys, business is practical.
Yes.
Business is practical. Is you working and not getting profit.
Yeah.
Is you having to wake up, not even sleep while everyone is sleeping.
Yeah.
Having to sacrifice the party, having to
Yeah.
sacrifice even yourself
Yeah.
to a point where you feel, oh, I don't even care for myself anymore. Like, there is a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
A lot. So we have to look at that. And not everyone is an entrepreneur.
And speaking,
Self-employment is not entrepreneurship.
speaking about that, you have done this amazing thing, LBN, which I'll let you explain. You brought up all these women, it's like you are bringing all these women up with you,
Yes.
something, things
Empowering women
empowering
in
women and
business.
what. What is LBN? Just give us a breakdown, history. What was the idea? What sparked the idea to actually start LBN?
Okay, I started LBN.
And then besides that, what is LBN for Baba? It's
Ladies in Business Network.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ladies in Business Network, it started 2016 when I stopped working. Yeah. So when it started, I think it was also the frustration of me going into business, not knowing where to go. And then not having mentors, not knowing who to go to, So honestly, I couldn't be brave in jail. I didn't have any experience when I started it. I was not even in business.
How old were you then?
20.
This is so low. We should be doing
I was
calculations.
20 something.
How old are you now?
I'm now 30. I'm 39.
Are you?
I'm 39 now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 year to 40.
Comfortable.
I no.
You never asked a woman AGI.
No, Gishab. I can't really clearly. I think I was 23.
Wow.
Something, somewhere there.
Quite young.
So, yeah. So, you know, the frustration of being alone, you want to start a business, but you don't know where to go. And everything looks scary or frustrating when you don't know where to start until you get into it and you start moving. But I needed women who will help me to walk the journey. So that's how it started. When you start with so many ideas, so many things, but you need that one who would say, no, Chloe, don't go there. Go there. You understand? You don't have to experience all the hardships when someone has already gone through it. Wow. You don't have to.
So, that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. And there was a lack of that, especially in our black community.
Yeah, there is. And that's one of the reasons why we're at the bottom, the food chain. Because we have this thing. I mean, sometimes I learn again, struggle struggle but now stay open. I'm struggling.
Yeah, and
let's be honest, and they're still doing well.
Yeah,
on the second and
third
generation, all like this, spoiled.
That's what I wanted to say.
You're talking generations, who are second generation and now going into third and fourth generation.
Yes.
But there are not this misconception. How I
yeah, you think keeping it to yourself will
or your friends or people in same networks. Now for now, I'm like, if this is not for me, why am I trying to look at something now?
Exactly.
Because now I don't even want to be in it. You know?
And guys, caring and sharing with other people, it somehow grows you. Now I even experience it, look at it last year because I run classes. So just by teaching someone, you get to learn something.
Yeah, of course.
You know, just being there for that person. And we need to understand, like I said, the network started so that you can be empowered or helped your business journey. And business is very lonely. So, if Tumelo holds me and tells me, this is how to go about it, and as I go through it, I get to discover stuff that Tumelo didn't even know. And I can easily come back to you and say, no, it's
an exchange.
The blind sides.
You know what I love about ladies in business? You would think, from my perspective, I'm thinking it's you helping other women. Yeah. But also they are helping you.
Too much.
In return. And I think that's the thing we don't
Too
know.
Much. And guys, you selling scones won't make you a millionaire.
Yeah.
Scones.
Yeah.
If we're being realistic.
Yes. It won't. Yeah. It won't. But Mara, you coming together with other people and growing, because you get opportunities because there's an opportunity here.
Tomorrow there's somebody who's from ShopRite who's in that position where they're able to
no, so he gets a garage or coffee or something.
Now we're talking the millionaire journey becomes possible.
The networking part, you know. No, Mara, that's why you have since over it.
Yeah.
And
you know what's sad, at some point to lots of thinking happy 70 something. Because clearly and this business has looked the same. So I like what you're doing, because you almost taking all of these women, or you're taking each other and then exposing each other to the formal setup business where there's more opportunity to grasp it.
Yes. So we need to network. We need to come together. I have opportunities that you don't know about. Like last week, for instance, we went to Midrand, to this other space. They design furniture. When artist really, you only know designing furniture drill.
Yeah.
You will never get into big business. Only busy driller. People are busy designing furniture digitally. But draw digitally by printer.
I wanted to say by print. That's what we're doing now. I remember COVID mask. They're like, by the printer. I'm like the printer.
Yeah.
But that's where we are.
How do you think Pep store is selling those tables and everything that we just buy from there and put together.
Something that has affected especially black entrepreneurs is that the Chinese come and they use machines. They're able to.
But so what they saw, when our
literally
busy,
The
produce
production is
wigs
faster.
It's faster.
They make more things
and
than
that's why they're
exactly.
able to even beat you at price.
Yes.
Because now they're producing the volumes
Yes.
that we don't have,
Uh-huh.
and this is what we need to expose each other to some of these things. And I'm glad you're one of the people by Longore. You expose. So, how many women do you have in your network?
Yeah. I would say 2,000 plus.
Yo.
Wow. Just from
I
two,
did
just
not
just
see
from,
that.
just from 2016 is impressive.
Yeah. And we somehow stopped. Somewhere got COVID.
Yeah.
And we had to relaunch. Got 2023.
Yeah.
We relaunched. Yeah.
And a lot of these businesses kids are multiplicating, and I'm sure there's a lot of challenges say long what you face are dealing with multiplicating. Like you
Yeah.
said, on a lot of ideas, you know,
Yeah.
you could meet so many people and make connections, but not
Yeah.
everyone is open to that.
No.
Who deal with such like the challenges that come with that.
You know, I grew to a point where I deal with whoever wants to deal with me.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Ultimately, you
Yes.
get there.
Yeah, if you don't get it now, you will get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get
Let
it.
us
Eventually.
move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let us
move.
move. Yeah.
You know, I saw how people love movement. But if you announce something now, people might be quiet until you say, Litumelo, Librain, and then they come running.
Wow,
You know,
True.
fortunately, I'm not a groupie.
Yeah.
I think if I was a groupie, too much.
Yeah.
So if I decide I want to do something, and I tell you, I lately I've been listening to the YouTube channels that successful people.
Yeah.
And then one of the things that really got me going is listening to, is it Oprah saying, it's not Oprah. But yeah, one of the people.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, saying, Disney, the owner of Disney would come with an idea and say, Brian, let's do 1, 2, 3. And if you jump, if the team jumps and say, yes, we can do this, yes, that we cannot do. They only go for the impossible. You know, they only go for the impossible. So if he can't get something and then you
it's
all
too
like
easy for him,
stressed.
it looks too easy.
And you know why? That's why you see everything is duplicated.
Yeah.
Everything is so easy for Batwaban to we all. If you can say the bakers today, at Super Stadium, you understand? But can't you think of baking in a different way? People have been asking me, how post lately? And I'm like, I want to relaunch myself.
Yeah.
I want to come differently. You know, we need to grow, guys. We get opportunities, but the main thing, are we growing? Are we changing? Are we moving?
Are we
we are
grabbing those
networking.
opportunities?
The information that you get, how is it changing you? Do you see any difference? Is your bank account changing? Because talking is cheap. Talk is cheap. I remember I read our LBN market, and we were like, no, I market are social market. And you can just fall into it because everybody's doing a social market. We don't want a social market, but we want an expo. We want women to be exposed. We want women to network.
There's a big difference.
Yes.
between a
So
social
are we
market
about having fun? It's not about us. That's not us. And I was telling them the other day, guys, I know I'm not doing any ordinary market anymore.
Yeah.
I want to move because
we
if
want to see you go Galaga Estate. So that's a big, huge thing because it's so sad, Ori. We're seeing Chinese expos and all of these things, but we're not seeing enough of our own people getting into those big spaces where you have Lego Galaga Estate or some
when we had
or whatever.
Yes, well, lately we had about 100 plus stalls go at and then when that opportunity came, we were approached by CEDA. And then CEDA said, we want to host something for Women's Month. I was not even there. I received a call from Prudence because she was from a meeting. And then Prudence was excited. Oh, I spoke to this lady. Hey, 100 stores. Hey. And we all got excited.
Kana Prudence is one of the people that you work with, got LBN.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
And then what happened is, now we are, when that was said, we are about a week to have one of the drives for the market. Now we were not thinking 100 stores and stuff. On that day, nearly media day, and we were like, are we announcing this? Because we have nothing signed. There's nothing on paper. And I was like, Prudence, we are going to challenge ourselves. It's less than a month for us to host 100 stalls. We are going to do it with or without Cedar.
Yeah.
There is nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Let's work on our profile. And this is taking us to another level. We are not hosting 30 stalls anymore. We are not hosting 60 stalls anymore. We need to grow. We are going to write it down, and it's going to happen. And it happened. So on that day when we announced, we didn't even say Cedar is sponsoring 100 stalls. Initially when we announced. But as they came, we saw they're interacting, and then that's when we announced it. But even today, we don't even have a payment from Cedar, for our 100 stalls. But I'm telling you, it happened. It happened. So I think with the journey and Gaya business and the LBN, I saw the power of coming together. With everyone that we were working with, we had a vision. And lately I've learned about the vision board. If you see it, you will make it happen.
Oh yes, you should.
If you see it, you will make it happen.
Vision board
And
works.
all these things, so Lediga estate and this one is a man.
This one is a man.
This one is a man.
Yeah.
And we can't achieve those things because we don't know the power of oneness. Imagine if we all come together, imagine what we can do. And these things, we only see them happening to white people. All the other nationalities, Makula, I mean, I hope I'm using the right words.
Yeah, Indians.
Indians and stuff.
Because that word,
Yeah.
Yeah, in your defense, you
Indians
wouldn't
and
know.
stuff.
You would know.
Yeah.
Older people,
An
so
Indian can build a church, a building. They don't even go good at leading.
Yeah.
It shows the power
shows the
of
power, yeah,
coming
of coming
together.
together.
Yes.
If we come together, we will do proper stuff.
Communal
With
power.
the recent market that you had, it was about 100 plus people that showed up the stalls. What was the turnout, and did you get feedback from some of the ladies who were at the market?
Yes, we will be sharing the feedbacks.
Okay.
It's encouraging. It's great. And we had our negative and positive, but I'm glad the positive, it's more than the negative, And I'm telling you, from the market we had, it was maybe less than 20 or less from Pretoria West. We had people as far as Lesotho.
Wow.
We had people as far as Johannesburg and
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that we can grow big, we can do big, we can go as far as we want to.
Yeah, let's not limit
If
our
we can-
go and explore see how other people are doing it differently, which is what you do. But now, Mahlogonolo, how are you juggling this
How
whole?
you balance
Because this is like, wow, this is super women stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a couple of things. Number one, I have a routine.
Okay.
Routine helps.
Yeah.
It gives you direction. It helps you to do things properly. And I involve my family in everything we do.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
I
are part
saw.
of, yes.
Yeah.
They are
The
part of my
kids,
kids.
Yeah.
Like
I saw that.
Yeah.
everyone.
And all successful people follow
Yeah.
routine. Yeah.
Yeah, so your routine is very important. So they know 3 o'clock or latest half past three, I'm up.
Yeah.
Ne? I plan my
3
day.
a.m.
Yes.
Sure.
I plan my day.
Okay.
I meditate. I go through so many things. At that time,
Team 10 Team 10 a.m. What's 3? Hell no.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mention that about meditation and all of that.
meditation is very important.
Very, and I think
very
you're a businesswoman.
Yeah.
You're tending to all these women. Number one, you're tending to your own family.
Yeah.
How do you take time to yourself? Like, how do you nurture yourself in order to give yourself to all these people? Because they say you cannot
Give what you don't
flow
have.
from an from an empty
From
cup.
an
What do you
empty
have?
cup,
Yes, pour from
an
an
empty cup. Yes.
I think that helps me. Especially the thing at 3 o'clock. If I wake up late, it's different. And I hate being late. Those are the other. But from 3 o'clock, everyone sits at the and wait till I get another clock. But by a miracle in the school, I expect everyone also. Yeah. So now I know from 3 until at least 5:30.
Yeah.
It's my me time.
Yeah.
Ne? And the Sundays also we focus on us.
It's family time.
Bona, it's family time. And every day, 7 o'clock, it's me and my kids. We read. Like, you have to plan, guys. If you don't plan, it won't happen. And then you must schedule. If it's not on your day time or whatever, if it's not scheduled, it won't happen. So that's why one thing that I respect to like my Muslims is they have time for almost everything. If it's not there, everybody will tlaka-tlakantsha. If mangari watla unyaka 1 2 3, you will just go with the flow. At the end of the day or the end of the week, you don't even know who we really understand. So I plan my day. If it's not there, if it's urgent, yes, I will attend to it. And I've also learned the art of not overwhelming myself.
Okay.
If I can do it, I will do it. And if I do it, I must perfect it. If it's not well done, it's not me. I did not do it. I would rather not do it.
I'm one person who needs to learn how to plan my day.
Don't overcommit and under-deliver.
Yes.
And it's not an easy thing. But you get used to it. It becomes part of you. It becomes
a
part of you.
lifestyle.
It becomes a lifestyle. And, if you start today listening to all the successful people, they all say the same thing. Routine. So plan your day. If you don't have a plan, how do you expect to go through the day? Understand? And that's when you get to, when it's quiet, it's just you plan these things. You write things down. The Bible area, you must write your vision down. If you can't see it, you won't follow it. You even forget about it. So you must write it down. I wish it's only that my phone is off. I even have things more on my screen that reminds me, okay, this is where you're going.
Wow.
And if I do something along where it doesn't support that, I don't do it.
Do it,
and not every opportunity is for you.
True.
So they can have the opportunities. So you must know where to go and how to
focus. Focus on what you're doing. And but what do you do for fun? We spoke about all these. What do you do for fun? What do you do?
What
What
do you
does
do for
Kofi
fun,
do
Matt?
for fun? Before we know explain how fun you are, let's get a fun.
With my kids.
What do you do for fun?
Yes,
Do
guys,
you ever,
what do I do for fun?
Yeah.
I love food.
do you love eating it or cooking it or both?
I don't like cooking,
Okay. Yeah.
but I love eating.
You love eating, yeah.
I love eating.
Who does the most cooking between
My
you
kids.
and your husband?
Me.
Or just you? Okay.
Yeah.
And all your
Sometimes I
kids,
think I
yeah.
taught my kids to a point where they took it over.
How old is the oldest, if I may ask?
14.
14, okay.
14,
He,
8,
she,
and 9.
she's the one, she's the family chef
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So
You mentioned the Bible a lot. You mentioned praying as well. Are you a Christian woman?
No, I'm a Christian woman. Guys, I can't do it without.
I know.
I can't do it without without God.
Yeah, I've seen you tag a lot of, she's
Yeah.
tagging a lot of.
I can't do it without
Christian-
God. I think life will humble you to a point where with your strong personality, with your skills and talents, you can't do it
Yeah.
alone. Kore Modimo o tla o humble.
And I saw your sister now, I'm not sure, is she a preacher?
Yeah,
Or,
she's
yeah,
a pastor.
Is she playing a big role in
Too much.
in your life
Too
spiritually?
much. In my marriage.
Yeah.
My financial life.
Yeah.
She's my pillar.
Yeah, she's a strong head, I know.
Too much.
She's a strong head.
Too
I
much.
know
And I've
even
seen
from
her
Kala,
grow.
I absolutely love her.
Yes, I've seen her grow from staying in Kumshongo
Yeah.
to owning 21 hectares.
Yeah.
Land now. She has her
No,
own farm.
she is. I mean, there's probably a lot of people because high school she was a bit quiet and what, but
Yeah.
she is. She's. But that's why. But sometimes it's not how you start, but how you finish.
How you
And
finish.
she's there.
Yeah.
in the
Even sometimes
conversation,
when
yeah,
life
finish line.
goes, it gets hard. You remember where I
No,
was
she's
started.
amazing. She's doing amazing
Yo.
stuff. Come on.
Yeah, she's
I'm super proud. I'm looking at her. I'm like, I know her.
Yeah,
man.
and she's one of
We're
those
like cool
people that God, I've learned the art of writing and having a vision. The importance of that I've learned from her.
From her,
Yeah. So whatever she plans, she prays about everything. She writes things down and she makes them happen. Lately, she had a plan of taking her husband to Mauritius. She did it not for 1 day, not for 2 days.
She didn't. She ended
For
up
7 days.
Yeah.
You know?
Nolo, you're a product ya Mopeli.
Yeah.
How has growing up here influenced you, the decisions you rang in life, just you as Mahlogonolo Lediga?
Sure, Pelly.
What does it mean to you to be a part of?
To be a part of. Yeah, I've learned a lot. I have grown a lot for being, just being part of Batwamo Peli.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of support from Batwamo Peli in my journey. I think the community. Yeah, Peli, Nje, Hona le lerato lela. I always say I wish we could go back to those years when ka Christmas we were next door. Ojajeli casted, you know.
And it was normal, like
it was nice, and not when you don't have bariking kama ha ukire mama a ira bohobe.
Yeah.
Ari ba shota ya kam next door ba re banya ka bohobe bo lo isa or ba fetlela ke letse mara you can go literally come next door and have bupi. Understand? Have a
Yeah,
you know?
but you can go come next.
Yes, I really wish we could go back to that as Mapeli, where we really like intentionally so care each other. Like tumelo aska wela mofata and aska thaba hore a kena tšhelete ona mela. Wa understand? Ke ska thaba who to express to wena and share my challenges in business or whatever. Being scared hore hey ke tla di bona ko social media or so lately re phelela di Instagram
social media is,
you know,
what is, in a way, has made it a bit difficult for people,
people
to have
to-
the relationship
to be open.
Yeah,
People
because
want to
ona
appear a
hana hore
certain
ona
way.
no-
Yeah.
When
batho
you're,
ba reng,
you know, asking for
mangaka o-
help, you come across a certain way.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's not trying to promote that as
Ish,
well.
and guys, I think that's where also the networking part comes because you build your own community.
Yeah.
You will have those people who will know so you tailor,
Yeah.
you know, and but you're not scared.
And it's not embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing, and it's life, guys. Life happens.
Yeah,
And the
life
only way
happens.
to grow, that's why I get humble to a point where even when no senya go kopela or no senya go ira, you will end up doing it.
Yeah.
You know, because I want the importance, and you learn from those things. So no, remember, Tohi, when you were starting, this one and this one and this one carried you.
Yeah.
And I think being part of Peli, it helps also, and it teaches us not to forget. As much as we want to grow, but don't forget where you come from. The only challenge I think now is we need. I think our parents, Bano, we really need to be extra involved. And so that the tradition or the culture entitlement of thinking what life is free, there's nothing free, you know, those kind of things. If we can change things to ubuntu, bola banete, re tlo tima dithunya tse di leng teng, re tlo tima the fear that is there, bana ba tsela dilo, like a hosana the freedom.
And,
I wish
and
that
just
can be
to,
restored.
to your point, I always say, you know, this conversation about difficulty because there's also a lot of children who don't actually have parents as we speak. And what, but back in the day, the void is only feel like
Yes.
so. Then re hola papa how nearly even papa come next door maybe papa come on
Yes.
maybe we need to go back to that
Yes,
as
I
well because
wish.
not
We do.
unfortunately
I
not
really wish.
not all kids have their mothers and fathers. Some don't even have le motswadi o mo one as we're speaking. It's a
Yeah, but we
painful
didn't feel it
conversation,
then, you
but
know.
we didn't
then,
feel it, yeah.
Yes, then ba kana go ngona le bona. Mara ne ba sena selo. Mara me ke opela ne re tsana ko pato heng nona le teacher modise. Teacher modise ne re khona tla go sekolong ka di jersey tse di bulegileng mo. Wait o tlo itse after school. I will get it tomorrow. Tomorrow wa tla o ipetshitse. Yes.
So,
That
yeah,
was
wow.
Ubuntu at its core.
Exactly.
And we can
So-
talk all you want.
Yeah, we can.
And
We can,
tomorrow
we can,
about
but
this
yeah, but
conversation.
wow, what a beautiful conversation
It really
we had.
was.
You know,
so
if
much.
there's anything you can say to all the other girls, Baba lebeletseng,
I think before that, can we play the game before we wrap it up with that?
Oh, can we have a game?
We have a game.
I forgot about the game.
So it's Would You Rather.
Yeah.
Right, let me look for that. So it's pretty
Almost
much
forgot about the game.
very much so. So this is how it goes, right? Would you rather stay? This is gonna be tricky for you because I know currently you're located Kalatas, right? Would you rather stay Mopeli? Or not even stay, but what's your preference between Atrijvili and Lotas?
I Atrish really, guys.
I always say the same thing. I was gonna judge you if you said Lotas.
Oh, guys,
I was gonna judge you.
Yeah. That's why.
I don't even cause like ngolo thasa ke tsile di mabitso di strata.
Yeah, because we
That
never
says a
let us
lot.
out.
Mopeli, you know?
We never let us out. Yeah.
Okay, second one. Would you rather drink coffee or tea?
It's tea.
Tea.
Yeah, I love the smell of coffee and stuff.
Yeah, the smell of coffee I can't go without. Like,
Yeah.
coffee is everything. Also, sing or dance?
Sing?
Are you a good singer?
I used to be.
Yeah.
What do you mean you used
yeah,
to be?
Sing someday.
Sing.
And in her defense, she's not warmed up, and she used to be.
Also, we
So
can't help guys.
no, I'm not letting you off the hook. I'm just saying you're still singing, but we won't judge you harsh.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. I know you. This one, I think I know the answer. Cook or clean?
Nice,
Hey, cool.
clean. I'll answer
You
it for.
said you hated cooking.
Yeah, I also hate cleaning.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
domesticated.
Okay,
Yeah.
so between the
It
two,
depresses me. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
wasting my time doing it.
Yeah. You'd rather outsource the function and
Well,
do,
I would work
and
day
do
and
the
night
things
for
that you need to
yeah,
do.
To
Yeah,
be a domestic worker, I
No,
would do it.
it makes sense.
okay, last one. What cartoons or a movie?
Hey guys, I'm not a TV person. I'm not a movie
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Mr. Lediga
But if
tried.
you had to choose between the two,
Ay, ke tla re lebelela di-cartoon.
This cartoon
Ke
is
robala ke le
winning.
go movie, screen se le se ntebeletse.
Yeah.
thank you so
Yeah.
much, Chloe. I think now we can go back to the question now. What would you tell?
Yeah, I just love you too, because you this woman, Olongore, has set herself. Not so much hurry. This is what you're trying to do, but you're a role model to a lot of people, not just black boys and girls. So I'd like you to just say or give. What would you say to young people now who want to be in business as well? And
Yeah. Okay, those who wants to be in business, I would say, number one, just do it.
yeah,
Don't let fear stop you.
yeah,
Start. The best time to start is now. Get yourself a proper mentor.
okay,
It doesn't hurt to try.
yeah,
Yeah, go Brian, or can you please help me? As long as you're also willing to do your part, I think it will help. And yeah, to all the young people, I would say, you know what, stay in your lane, use what you have, where you are, your potential, whatever it is, it's good enough.
Love that.
Yeah, so but really compare, cut down on suicides, and your time is coming.
yeah.
Yeah, normally bo sa bata ba re ke lebile tite. And ya dry. So yeah, appreciate where you are. Sometimes I think stop envying. We envy a lot. And when you sit down with the people that you envy and hear what they go through, you wouldn't want to be there.
That's a very important message.
Yeah.
Yeah. So social media handles suggest if people want to touch base,
Yeah.
especially with the Ladies Business Network, where can they find you?
Ladies in business, okay. Okay, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, okay, Ladies in Business Network SA. And if you want to call me for anything, 076-8904-037. Yeah, but we can
But
meet
Greg
on
on a black
social
belt.
media.
Sorry for just saying, fella. So everyone on the phone now is on it.
Work-related things.
Greg on trust. Greg on show,
is
that's
a
what it's
multi. Very quite tendo. Taekwondo.
Wow, thank you so much. In honor of Women's Day,
Yeah.
I mean Women's Month, August.
yeah.
Thank you so much for being here with us. We honor you. It's an honor to be on this platform. Mahlogonolo, Lediga, everyone.
Yeah. Let's give it up for Mahlogonolo.
Thank you.
Big shout out. Please watch this episode. Please subscribe. Please share. Let's just get people onto our platform. We thank you. We're so happy and excited to be having such great people on this platform. So from us, next time, yeah.
See you there.
Yeah. Poop, 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 poop. Yeah, we're still getting the poop poop.
Eat it.